well, it is now time for the third and final condition report from GameStop. And this package is definitely a little worse from the wear. Everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. This is, of course, the show where I go game hunting, pawn shops, thrift shops, online, anywhere I can find new video games to add to my collection. And today is going to be a package-focused episode because GameStop has brought back their buy two get one deal on pre-owned games. And my original plan was I wanted to get like a couple games that maybe I've been wanting on the more expensive side. But then I looked at the cheaper games and found a pretty good handful that I could get for a good price. So I decided to go for it. So this is going to be a condition report episode. And we're going to start with my first package. All right, so this is my first set of games from GameStop. I don't know which games are included. I don't know how many. It looks like there's 2 games in here. Just 2. So let's find out what they are. Game number 1. All right. We have Spellforce Reforged on the Xbox Series X. Spellforce 3 Reforged. This is a RPG with real-time strategy elements. Sounds interesting. It's from THQ Nordic. It's a fairly new game. It was on sale for like $10 or maybe even less than $10. So I figured I'd grab it. It is complete. So that's a nice little addition to a collection there. So Spellforce 3 Reforged. And then we'll see what the second game is. Okay. So we're 2 for 2 on Xbox One games from this. This one's like super complete too. Interesting. So we have Earthfall on the Xbox One. This is a first-person shooter. I believe it's supposed to be similar to like Evolve, where it's co-op, and then you're up against an alien, like or like it's a co-op shooter. Looked interesting. I'm pretty sure this game is probably dead online, but it does have a campaign. So I figured I'd give it a shot. It was $10 or free. I don't remember. It's one of those. So yeah, first 2 games, not too bad. Pretty nice additions to the collection. I'll take it. So it's actually the same day, and I actually just got another package. I believe this is also from GameStop. So my first 2 games were both complete, and they were both on Xbox One. I don't know how many games are in this. Let's find out. Looks like there are 3 games. I can't tell. I think there's some 360 in here. Let's pull out the first game. Disappointing. At least the box is in very good shape, but and it is a original 360 case, but it's not a complete copy, and I'm just devastated by this one. I did not get a complete copy of Shrek the Third on the 360, but it is an original 360 case, so that counts for something, I guess. But it's a shame. I really wanted a complete copy of Shrek the Third. Alright, so let's see what game number 2 is. Another not complete game. I guess these 360 games are a lot harder to get complete than not. And this is another, gem, because apparently I was on a DreamWorks binge. So I also got How to Train Your Dragon on 360. So I have Shrek the Third and How to Train Your Dragon. Neither were complete. Will this third game make up for the other 2? Yes! Yes, it does. Looks to be in pretty decent shape. I got this as a gift for Corey. We have Legends of WrestleMania on the 360. I know he doesn't have this one yet. I don't know how good of a game it is, but it was $10. I figured I'd grab it. So yeah. At least this one has... It's not complete. It doesn't have the manual, but it's got everything else. So... Great on the first package, not great on the second. We'll see. I think I got 9 games, so I'm still waiting on 4. So we'll see how those turn out whenever I get them. But yeah, should be interesting. All right, well, it is now time for the third and final condition report from GameStop. And this package is definitely a little worse from the wear. Obviously, you can see some case poking out, so at least one of the games is complete, or at least has the original case. So let's open these up. I'm trying not to look at them because I don't want to know if they're complete or not, but let's find out. Very, very poorly packed. It's like shoved in to the point where I can't even get them out. All right, here's the first one. Yep, okay. So we have... It is complete. That's good, at least. We have Ratchet & Clank Future, A Crack in Time on the PS3. I got this mostly because it was one of the few PS3 games that I figured was probably worth grabbing. Still left for $10. I already have it, though. I just realized after I placed the order, so I'm probably going to try to flip this. It is worth more than I originally paid. And since we're on the final recap, I'll tell you about the values. So Crack in Time paid 10, and that one's actually worth 15. So it's worth a little more than what I paid, so I'll probably try to flip this at some point. Next game up. Hey, it's complete. Like, really complete. Nice. It's got sleeves and everything. It's got, like, controls. Yeah, okay. I'm actually very excited to have this. This disc is not in amazing shape, but case is in good shape for the most part. It's got a little water damage, I guess. We have Thrillville Off the Rails on the Xbox 360. Now, I have this on the Wii, I believe, but the 360 version is obviously the best way to play Thrillville. If you don't know, this is basically like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but simplified for consoles. It's made by Frontier, so it's the same people who made Roller Coaster Tycoon and Planet Coaster. It was published by LucasArts, so figured I'd grab it. Paid 10 for this one, and it is worth 9 complete. So it's not worth as much as I paid, but that's okay. Next up, another complete game. Not exactly a masterpiece of a game. This one I got mostly just because it's a weird novelty. Disc is in really good shape. I'm guessing because not many people played this. But again, I needed things to fill out in order, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? We have Battleship on the Xbox 360. But this isn't Battleship the board game. This is Battleship based on the movie Battleship, which is a first-person shooter. Yeah, I don't know why they decided to make a basically Call of Duty clone based on the movie, based on the board game, but they did. So it's probably not a good game, but I figured, damn, might as well grab it. Anyway, that one was free and it's worth $11, so sure. And then the last game is an Xbox One game, and it's in good shape. So GameStop did a very good job on this last batch, because literally everything was complete and in pretty good shape. So I'll take it. Anyway, the last game is Trackmania Turbo on the Xbox One. It's a racing game where you can kind of customize and build your own tracks. I think I have a digital copy of it, but I don't have a physical one. Anyway, I paid $10. It's worth $9, so again, a little bit of a loss, but that's okay. And now let's get to the rest of the games that you already saw me pick up. Of course, I'll start with the game that I don't currently have in my possession. That is the WrestleMania on the 360. I picked that up for Corey, gave it to him as a gift. He's kind of starting a wrestling game collection. So whenever I find wrestling games that I know he doesn't have, I try to grab them and give them to him so that way he can kind of build up that collection. So yeah, that was a little gift for him. But anyway, I paid $10 and that one's worth 13 in complete form, which is pretty nice. Then we have the disappointments. We have How to Train Your Dragon on the 360. This one obviously not complete. It's in a generic GameStop case. At least the case is in decent shape for a generic GameStop case, but it's not complete. This one was free and it's worth 15 complete, but obviously it's not complete, so you'll see the actual price below. Then we have Shrek the Third on the 360, another one that does not include the case. It does come with an actual 360 case though, and the disc is in okay shape. But you know, I've had better, I've had worse when it comes to GameStop games like this. Anyway, Shrek the Third, paid 10. It's worth 8. So another little bit of a loss. Then we have Earthfall on the Xbox One, a first-person co-op shooter. Looks kind of interesting. I don't know, it was a game that was in that price range. I figured I'd grab, might as well check it out. This one I paid 10 and it's worth 8, so another little bit of a loss. And then last but certainly not least, we have Spellforce Reforged on the Xbox One. Sorry, Spellforce 3. It is a RPG real-time strategy game. Looks interesting. Figured I'd give it a shot. This one I paid, it was free and it's actually worth 22. So this is actually the banger of the entire lot. So I got 9 games, one of which I gave to Corey, one of which was an accidental double. So really 7 games that I'm keeping. Overall, we did pretty well. I mean, considering the fact that of the 9 games, we only got 2 that were not in their original cases. Everything else had their original case and artwork and were complete. So the only 2 that weren't were Shrek the Third and How to Train Your Dragon. And honestly, I'm not heartbroken by those. Although it's funny how Battleship was complete for some reason. But hey, there you go. So yeah, that's what we got, and that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Don't worry, we're going to go back into the fray very shortly. In fact, I brought the Game Hunt cam and did some episode filming recently, so look for those coming out next week. Anyway, new videos on this channel air every single week. Of course, our goal is on Fridays, but sometimes delays happen, so thank you for being understanding when I can't get an episode out on time. But yeah, that's what's going on, and thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.